Oi, it's me, the nutty professor, from the advanced classes of conjecture and speculation. Hush, 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 hush. So, I says to my shadow, walking home late one night, I'm thinking about supply and demand, the food, supply and demand, if there's a rush for toilet paper, people are just screwed. So there needs to be always a constant supply of toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? Can't run out of that stuff. It's not cheese, really. But point being, when it comes to perhaps, let's just say, in the realms of conjecture and speculation, of let's see, espionage in a different way. How does one guarantee the supply or the demand of hospitals, court systems, jails? Social workers. I mean, there's students graduating every month. They're going to need caseloads for life, So, got me wondering, if they're having a hard time supplying toilet paper, how do they maintain the supply of endless flow of sick people, victims of crime, drug addicts, broken families? And I'm just walking around looking at these high-rises going up. Hush, 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 hush. So many, it's gorgeous. That's a nice one right there, look at that. Oh, you admire the beauty, what energy can do when it's thinking beautiful. But, so that's the point. Rents. Everyone's wondering how, people are battling for affordable rent for decades. And I used to be part of the old Tenancy Act, whatever committee, group, whatever they call themselves, way back when. And I realized you'll be bitching for 40, 50 years and nothing's going to change, because that's what keeps people stressed out. How do you maintain a steady flow of toilet paper? Who cares? More importantly, how do you maintain the supply for the ever-increasing demand for patients, sick people, broken families, child abuse, victims of crime, drug addicts, etc., mental disorders? How do you maintain that flow so it never runs out like toilet paper does in the store? Well, there you go. Make things so ever increasingly getting more expensive. And when you think you're retiring, you're only saving up for your future increase in your rent, Oy. You'll be walking around late at night, chilling, just doing what you're doing. It's all like that. But anyways, you're there walking, wondering how expensive these rents are, and thinking, if your rent's $3,500 right now for a bachelor or a one bedroom, it wouldn't be surprising to find it being maybe $7,000 to $10,000 in 10 years. So imagine if you've got kids, how do you increase that flow? The supply for the demands. Restaurants can't even keep up the supply of food. Certain dishes, peanut butter and jelly, for instance, you just can't get that at a restaurant. It's always being ordered, Just Josh, hush, hush, hush. So, the supply of patients, sick people, I'm just wondering, how healthy would they allow into this level of conjecture and speculation people to get healthy when there's a serious demand for a supply of patients, sick people, plastic surgeons? What kind of mind warfare, if you can call it that, or programming, could be implemented to make people sway and become more stressed out, do things they normally wouldn't do due to such stress? Keep those rents going up higher and higher and higher. So affordable rents, you see. Hush, 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 hush. You really believe in that then? Possible. Maybe one day. Keep dreaming. And hopefully the ambulances don't take you away. I mean, just to share a little story of personal info. It was 2003, Christmas Eve, I had a heart attack, 2004, all these doctors were telling me, well, not all of them, but just one said, well, he wasn't a doctor, one neurologist said, you'll know when you need a pacemaker. Because I kept getting referred to doctors who wanted to give me a pacemaker. That was 23 years ago. Boy. Was it now? We're in, coming up in October, so March 12th. 7 months ago, I had a debate for a cardiologist who wanted to crack me open like Humpty Dumpty and give me open heart surgery, and said, you need one real quick. And I felt so fine. I said, no, I just want to go home now, and I'll take my chances. And in that time, I've got such an amount done. I wondered, was it like that pacemaker thing? Everyone's hurting for cash. So perhaps in this realm of espionage in different ways, certain doctors and professions of the medical industry, even probably the criminal industry, are trying to manipulate the facts to get the caseloads or income they need or want more of. Just an interesting observation. And you should always know what you're up against, because really, to have the last 7 months walking around this free and just feeling great, and not be laying in bed recuperating with no assistance at all, with open heart surgery, cracked ribs, all that crap. I think that should have been more the concern. Well, anyways, I talked my way out to let me go. I was pretty much getting adamant at the end, let me out of this damn hospital. Anyways, bad memory. But you gotta love them, because, again, it's that level of innocence. Some of these guys who are out to just milk you for your medical plan, they probably look at a drug addict and think, you lazy little slob, get a job. But that lazy little slob, get a job, drug addict is aware of the facts that some facts, I should say, the doctors, those type, aren't even aware of. So, hold on a second here now. I'm not saying beware of hospitals. I'm just saying, just beware, be leery. Because again, who maintains or guarantees there'll be a supply for the demand? Sick people. And God rest their merry souls, all of them, they get into their profession and study like they do and know the anatomy, and it's incredible. You've got to give them all the credit in the world. But, nowadays, Canada and, even America, we're all open for training. Come on down, you want to be a doctor in your country, come train out here, you can do open heart surgery. And there was 4 cardiologists trying to give me the advice to get immediate open heart surgery, and one was an East Indian man, another one was a Muslim woman with a burqa on her face, then there was an Oriental male and a white male. It's quite strange. Love them all, great. Anyways, here I am, a little after 12, I'm not really sure, in the morning. Took a ride out to Broadway and Granville, walked around. Now I'm walking back home. Just gorgeous. Appreciating energy and the moments granted to me to just look around and go, boy, look at all this going on. There's medicine, they do the greatest things. And their intentions are well, but of course, the bill's got to be paid, the mortgage has got to be paid, those $700 shoes and the old Tesla, they got to be paid for too. They deserve the riches of their rewards. Who cares if they botched the operation? They made it $45,000. They get better next time. So foot soldier fell in time. Oh, I'm just playing with conjecture and speculation. Boy. I'm kicking like 6'2", 6'4" up in the air. This guy who needed open heart surgery last 7 months ago. But look, that cost a lot of money. So the flow's going to have to be pretty consistent for the demand of that many sick patients, people with health concerns, to see a construction just continuously expanding. Let's be ballsy and say, do you think they're ever going to find a cure for cancer? all those people be unemployed. Kind of like if there was a flux in crime and no criminals, oh, what's going on? People are behaving. There'd be a lot of people unemployed. The families weren't breaking up, let's just say rents are stable, you know. Social workers would be unemployed. Oh, the eye care centre, see? More caseloads, non-stop flow, a demand. So if you can create a demand for something, toenail fungus, or, you know, I don't know, if you can make peanuts envy something of interest, you might make some money or whatever. But it's beautiful. People working away, working hard. And they're paying, you know, great large amounts for little meals that they can make at home for $3-4, but going out to spend 45, you know, just to enjoy it. So in essence, the cooks and them, you know, they're doing the same thing. Hey, come on, and they have to because the rents are so high, you know. Walking down to Broadway, I think I'll let this shut off now. Hush, 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 hush. Another class of advanced conjecture and speculation. How are big cities running? How are the supplies for the demand of, you know what I'm talking about, maintained constantly where there never is a flux in the supply? Costa Smith, Dream Majestic, hush, hush, hush.